Hofstra's Presidential Symposium stresses the importance of higher education.
Shaggy headlines Fall Fest.
And the Lawrence Herbert School of Communications Internship Fair is approaching.
All that and more happening at and around Hofstra today.
Hello and welcome to Hofstra Today. I'm Antonio Schoenhart.
And I'm Jasmine Sellers.
Now, Jasmine, it has come to my attention that you are now a grad student.
Yes, I am.
Look at that. How's the grad life treating you?
Honestly, it's super chill. I only have 3 classes instead of the usual 5. So things are just pretty calm, and I have an internship too, so I'm just excited.
Now, over in my neck of the woods, I am a senior now.
Yes.
And, you know, it's I wouldn't use the word sad because I don't like to use those bad words. It's more like bittersweet. You know, obviously over the summer, I knew that I was coming into senior year, but it didn't really, I didn't feel the effect of it too much. And then first day of classes rolled around, and I was like, whoa. This is the last, you know,
the wave of emotions.
We're in the end game now.
Yeah.
Now, what are you going to be up to this weekend, Jasmine?
This weekend, I think it's Fall Fest, is it not?
You are absolutely correct. Now, I know I'm going to be there.
I know I'm going to be there. I'll probably see you there.
I hope to do that.
Jamming out to Shaggy. Well, Fall Fest is quickly approaching. On September 28th, Shaggy will headline a concert along with DJ Spinfo and Hofstra alum Dina Massery. A reminder that all student admission is free, but make sure to pick up your wristband in the Student Center multi-purpose rooms from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. the day of. During Fall Fest, be sure to check out Pride Expo at noon. Float judging will be at 1 p.m. and other events scheduled is a concert at 2 p.m. and a court crowning at 4:20 p.m. Shaggy is performing at 6 p.m. and a firework display by Grushi at 7 p.m.
The Lawrence Herbert School of Communication is hosting its annual Communications and Media Fair for internship and job opportunities on Monday, September 30th. RSVP is required, so log on to Get Involved HU to register. Now make sure to show up in business casual attire in Studio A from 1 to 3:30 p.m.
Listen up, all graduating seniors. Tuesday, October 1st will be the last day to apply for graduation without additional fees. Make sure to go to your portal and access My Student Services to apply.
Want to get involved with the Heat Network? Well, join Hofstra Today's Open Writers Room every other Monday at 7 p.m. in the Lawrence Herbert School of Communication Room 122B. Everyone is welcome.
The Heat Network also offers every student the opportunity from every major to become a part of their team by joining their open writers' rooms. It's a great opportunity for students to showcase their abilities and learn something new. Also, it's a great addition to their resumes. For more information about Director's Cut, Up All Night, and Spin the Wheel, please email heatnetwork@gmail.com, or you can visit the Heat Network Instagram page @HeatNetwork, and don't forget to follow. Coming up, an interview with Hofstra's student band Ivory District and a look into how students around campus felt about former Donald Trump's rally. All that and more coming up on Hofstra Today.
Ever hear the one about the frog? Put a frog in a pot of boiling water and it'll jump right out.
Here's my resume.
But put a frog in a pot of cool water and slowly heat it up, and that frog will boil. It's a lie. But as a metaphor for us and all that we go through as veterans,
real-world experience.
it's a story that rings true. We make excuses for how we feel. We push everything down. We tell ourselves the lie that it's easier to stay in that boiling water, to disconnect. And some days, maybe, it is. But you've never been interested in easy. Reaching out is hard. Do it anyway. You're not alone. You've got this. You are not a frog.
Find resources at va.gov/reach.
Here's national news with Lauren Lee.
I'm Lauren Lee, and this is what's happening across the country. According to statistics from the Federal Bureau of Investigation, the United States violent crime rate has dropped 3% in the past year, with property crime dropping an estimated 2.4%. One of the biggest political issues during campaign season has been crime rates, with Republican presidential candidate Donald Trump seeking to make crime a leading topic, claiming that rates are on the rise. However, the number for certain categories of crime in 2022 to 2023 did rise nearly 13%. Local law enforcement confirmed, due to preliminary data statistics, the recent decline in crime rates are not accurate due to the size of data submitted by communities. A senior FBI official declined to comment on the claims of crime rates both presidential candidates have made during their campaigns. An Ohio sheriff was fired after posting a threatening social media post. He called for the addresses of residents who have Vice President Kamala Harris signs in their yards to be shared publicly. Portage County Sheriff Bruce D. Zuchowski has since taken down his Facebook post about the immigrants that read, quote, "We'll already have the addresses of their new families who supported their arrival." Residents of the area described feeling unsafe due to this threat, causing many to take down their signs. Some also reported being harassed by other residents. Zuchowski has worked for the patrolling office for 26 years and is a supporter of Trump, following suit of the immigration debate to spread rumors of Haitian immigrants in Springfield, Ohio, eating household pets. Former President Donald Trump says there is no excuse to be voting for rival Kamala Harris in this upcoming election, casting himself as, quote, the protector of Israel. Trump addressed the Israeli-American Council Summit in Washington, D.C., reiterating his support for Israel and claiming the Jewish state will soon cease to exist if he loses the election, without providing any evidence. He continued with, quote, "Anybody who's Jewish and loves being Jewish and loves Israel is a fool if they vote for a Democrat." Despite promising Jewish Americans he will be their protector, he complained in his address about the lack of support from the Jewish community, ending his speech by saying these voters haven't been treating him properly, after repeatedly saying Jewish people who vote Democrat should, quote, get their heads checked. Former President Donald Trump held a rally at the Nassau Veterans Memorial Coliseum to garner support. How did this event affect Hofstra students? Hofstra Today's Shannon Bickert has more.
Hi, I'm Shannon Bickert with Hofstra Today, and we'll be talking to students about the upcoming debate and the election. Did you watch the presidential debate?
I did, yes.
What were your thoughts on the debate?
I think it was a mess, honestly.
It was interesting to watch.
Honestly, it was hilarious and very heartbreaking.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm not the most political person, but you know what I'm saying, I really want Trump to win just so we can free Young Thug.
Why do you think that it's important that young people understand politics and understand what's going on in that realm?
I believe it's important for two things. One, because really it affects, your future, whether, how the economy is going to be in the next couple of years. And two, it's just, it's good to know exactly what's going on in your country.
Some people don't have parents to teach them about the debate, so they should learn it themselves and tell their parents if their parents are not American.
I'm 18 now, so now I can vote, so my vote matters.
We are the next generation, and a lot of what happens in the government, while it may seem very distant, does affect us directly.
This is a democracy for however long we want it to be, and when you're casting your vote, you need to understand who you're picking, who you're supporting, and why.
What are your thoughts on the campus shutting down for Trump's rally?
I thought it was really stupid, honestly. I agree in the fundamental idea that we all have the freedom of speech and we should have that right, but I don't think we should have the right to spread hatred and bring hatred to such not a sacred, but a safe place like a college.
Honestly, I was grateful that the campus got shut down because I was fearing for my safety.
I don't think they really needed to close it down, but,
it's for the safety of all the students here, and I think that was a good thing anyways, just to do, just in case, and you never know.
Hofstra is also a very diverse campus, and that's not something that President Trump's super in favor of. So just making sure there were protections in there.
What do you hope that they address in the next debate?
Really, I hope they address, I believe, since we are, college students, I'll say the job shortage issues. I've seen a lot of people, especially coming out of college, not been able to find jobs in the fields that they want, and I do think it's a little bit disheartening.
I really wish they would hone in more on the economy. I feel like both parties, Kamala and Trump, they were kind of like lackluster in their points on how they would improve the economy.
I hope they both specifically mention more policies stated in Project 2025.
I would love them to talk about infrastructure. I was born in Flint, Michigan. That's the city famous for the water crisis that happened over 10 years ago now. There's still not clean water. That city is home to some of the most important companies in America. It's just outside Detroit, another very important city. None of those places have really great infrastructure.
It was great hearing different perspectives of Hofstra students on the debate and politics in general. This 2024 election should turn out interesting. Let's hand it back to the studio.
Thank you, Shannon. Coming up, an interview with the band's Ivory District and a look at the weather. Stay tuned for all that and more on Hofstra Today.
I don't want to talk about it.
I don't want to talk about it.
Families don't have to talk about everything, but they should talk about how to plan for an emergency. Get tips and resources to make your family's emergency plan.
Now it's time to head over to the interview stage to Joe Pergola and a band based right here at Hofstra University, Ivory District.
Thanks so much, Jasmine. I'm joined now by Ivory District, consisting of Mateo Riccardi, Ben Heimowitz, Castel Ruiz, and Ryan Reeves. Guys, welcome and thank you so much for joining us. So, elephant in the room, you all have a show this Thursday night at Coffee House by Hofstra Concerts, 8 p.m. at Pride Park. How excited are you guys?
So excited.
Awesome, love to hear that. So, Mateo, you're the lead vocalist. For our viewers who are not totally familiar with your guys' band, can you tell us a bit about yourselves and what type of music you play?
Yeah, so Ivory District classifies as an indie rock band. We do covers of all different types of artists and genres, and we like to put our own flair on each song.
I love that. So this will be the band's second time playing at Coffee House. Ben, you're the drums guy here. Bring us to that first time you played for Hofstra Concerts. What was it like?
So, anytime I sit behind the drum set, kind of like before I got on this show, it's like you got to focus. You got to get your mind right, and you can't really let anything get in the way of the performance, but it was super exhilarating. I loved performing with our both current and former members, and it was a really good time.
So, Ryan, you're on guitar. This is actually going to be your first time performing with the group live. Tell me a bit about how you're feeling leading up to the show.
Yeah, I mean, as you said, it's my first time performing with them. It's going to be my first time performing with a band as well. So I'm nervous, but at the same time, I'm super psyched. I'm just excited to put the music out to the people and hope everybody has a good time.
Yeah, and of course, as the guitarist, you're the guy who really brings that energy. What type of vibe are you trying to bring to the crowd that night?
I'm just a really energetic vibe, to be honest. I just want everybody to be grooving and kicking along, and then, yeah.
That's awesome. And Castel, you play bass. What's your favorite part of performing live?
I think my favorite part is just being able to have a lot of energy, but also still being able to have the fun little part of playing bass. I feel like so many songs that we're playing this set have a lot of interesting bass lines that I'm very happy to be learning.
And I want to talk to you a little bit about who are some of your main inspirations when it comes to bass?
I think my top is Dallin Weeks. He used to be a member of Panic at the Disco, and another really favorite bassist of mine is Pete Wentz from Fall Out Boy. I love all of those bands, and being able to perform like them or just like have influences from them is amazing.
So Mattea, I want to ask you, for all the fans out there, can we expect any new music at this show?
New music?
Yeah.
Maybe not this semester, but I can't say not in the future.
Okay, well, we'll bring it back to some of the music you guys already play. Is there any specific or consensus song that you all just love to play that really stands above the rest live?
Well, we were discussing this last night actually during our rehearsal. I just kind of turned to everyone and was like, hey, like what is each of our like favorite songs? And every one of us had a different answer. So I think each of us, we have our own like personal like reasoning to why we love each song, and like it really resonates with us. So I think that's like the best part of performing with us, is that we all love the set equally.
Well, then let me ask each of you guys, what is your favorite song of yours to play live?
Well, we can't totally discuss that, but you'll find out on Thursday if you come to Pride Park.
Well, I'd love to find out. And there's some great music out there. And I already asked Estelle about your inspirations as a bassist. I want to go around and ask each of you about your musical inspirations.
I guess I'll start. As a guitarist, I grew up listening to the blues. My dad was a blues guitarist himself. But my inspirations are guitarists like Stevie Ray Vaughan and B.B. King, and right now I like John Mayer. You know, that's kind of basic, but I do like his blues stuff. And yeah.
Ben?
So I take inspiration from a lot of different drummers, but to point out a few, Dean Castronova from Journey, John Bonham from Led Zeppelin, also his son Jason is also very good, but those would be my two main inspirations.
Any inspirations, Mattea?
Yeah, so I think two very inspirational people and artists are Paul McCartney from the Beatles and Elton John.
Ivory District, thank you so much for joining me, and best of luck at your show Thursday night.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having us.
Of course. Once again, that was Ivory District. You can watch them perform tomorrow at 8 p.m. in Pride Park. Up next, Olivia Remisat with entertainment.
Jason Reitman is releasing his 6th film, Saturday Night, a biographical comedy drama about the 1975 premiere of NBC's Saturday Night, later known as Saturday Night Live. The film follows the true story of what happened 90 minutes before the debut of Saturday Night Live in 1975. Saturday Night will be released to theaters on October 11, 2024, the 49th anniversary of the premiere. More exciting news to all comic fans out there. DC Comics' Batman will be the first superhero to receive a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. His star will be put next to Adam West, who played Batman in the 1960 series Batman, and Bob Kane's the co-creator of Batman. Sean Diddy Combs is now on suicide watch by jailers as he awaits trial after being arrested on charges of sex trafficking, racketeering, conspiracy, and transportation to engage in prostitution. However, Bad Boy Entertainment founder's lawyer, Mark Agnafilo, says Combs is not suicidal and, quote, strong, healthy, confident, and focused on his defense, end quote. Officials have confirmed that this is common practice for high-profile individuals and is not indicative of one's mental state. Linkin Park deciding to replace former lead singer Chester Bennington, who passed away in 2017, with dead Sarah singer Emily Armstrong, has enraged rock fans and Bennington's family. Bennington's son Jamie slammed guitarist Mike Shinoda on Instagram, criticizing him for replacing his father's legacy during International Suicide Prevention Month. Bennington's mother Susan Johnson also has spoken, stating that Shinoda would have, quote, put Chester down, saying they'll replace him with a girl. Johnson says it's, quote, as if Shinoda and the band are trying to wipe out the band's past. That will do it for entertainment. Now back to you, Jasmine.
Make sure to stay tuned for a look at what President Poser plans are for Hofstra and more right here on the Heat Network.
Hi. Can I get the now bar, please?
No problem. $1.
Have a good one.
Got it.
Hi, can I get a now bar, please? Uh-huh.
$1.
Thanks.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey.
Hey, let me get a now bar.
Sure. $1.
Appreciate you.
You got it.
How's it going?
Can I get a now bar?
Hey, stop right there! Get down on the ground! Out of your far right, get down! Show me your head!
Now we go to Cameron Bowden, who has your weekly forecast.
Thanks, Antonio. Now let's take a look at today's weather forecast. You can expect cloudy skies with a high of 71 degrees and a low of 63 degrees. Tomorrow it's going to be cloudy with a 63% chance of rain, so make sure you keep that umbrella handy. The temperature will reach a high of 76 degrees and drop to an overnight low of 63. It's going to be breezy with winds reaching 12 miles per hour. Now, let's see how the rest of the week will play out here in Hempstead. Cloud coverage continues on Friday, and we can expect a high of 76 degrees and a low of 61 degrees with 77% humidity in the evening. The sun will finally show on Saturday with winds reaching 10 to 15 miles per hour out of the northeast. The temperature will top out at 74 degrees and drop to a low of 59. Sunday will be partly cloudy with a high of 74 degrees and a low of 58. That's all for your 5-day weather forecast. For Hofstra Today, I'm Cameron Bowden.
Day 3 of Hofstra's Presidential Symposium recently wrapped. Lindsay Lukema is at the Adams Playhouse to update you on what President Poser spoke about during her address to Hofstra University's faculty and students.
Thank you, Antonio. I am reporting live from right outside the Adams Playhouse here at Hofstra University, where President Susan Poser just finished giving her State of the University address. As you can see, the procession is ending now. Everyone's off to the barbecue for some yummy snacks. But it did start around 1 p.m. where faculty, staff, and students came and listened to what President Susan Poser had to say about this upcoming year. It started as the Kate and Willie missing conspiracy theories started with Lincoln Annibale, our SGA president, introducing himself and welcoming President Susan Poser onto the stage. She started off by recommending and announcing our 40 new full-time faculty that we have here at Hofstra, celebrating their accomplishments, and then moved into the highlights from the past year, 2023. In 2023, we have many highlights that she took us on, a nice little highlights tour from everything from our student athletics to our students to our faculty. Many of our faculty are producing books. They are authors on their spare time. Our student athletes, as well as, having great GPAs, are also donating, have many community service hours that were very honorable to be seeing that. And then she moved into her strategic plan for the 2024 upcoming year. So what we're moving into here at Hofstra is a 10-year build-up to our 100th year anniversary. This next 10 years is really crucial for Hofstra University, and she wanted to focus this year's theme on action. 2023's address focused on strategy, but this year we wanted to talk about the action. What actions is Hofstra University taking to really kick it up that next level and make it a very prestigious college that people want to attend down here in Long Island? So like I said, the 10-year plan off to our 100th year anniversary. We have new mission statements in the works and 4 goals that she did go over, emphasizing student successes, faculty successes, and the full plan can be seen on your Hofstra portal. Many of the highlights from this past year included the library renovations to the 10th floor, the 9th floor renovations opening up very soon. We also have our mobile IDs. Hofstra students can scan their mobile IDs, as you can see, to get into our newly renovated Hofstra USA. Many of our courts and our live broadcast programs bumping it up. In the comm school, we have our new BS in sports media. She highlighted many of the successes that Hofstra here has to offer. In terms of her 10-year plan with four main goals that she was emphasizing, the crowd very much enthralled and entertained in this address that she was giving. I did miss the conclusion of it, but she was going to wrap up nicely and really bring everything together, really pushing home the point that action is key. Here at Hofstra University, we are getting things done, we are doing things, and we are
building and creating so that our students, faculty, and staff can have a successful future here at Hofstra University. As you can see behind me, many people have exited now the procession and have headed over to the barbecue, which I can smell while I stand here live broadcasting to you, like I said, outside of the Playhouse. I say overall a very successful event. Didn't get to talk to many students, but there were a lot of students there in attendance, as well as faculty and staff members. Additionally, in terms of the address, we, it was looking pretty good overall, but in terms of the address for today, that's all I have for Hofstra Today. I'm Lindsay Lokema, signing off. Thank you.
Thank you, Lindsay, for that report. After the break, Olivia Hillstead will have your sports update. Stay tuned.
Each year, there are more than a dozen significant tropical and winter storms that threaten the East Coast. So chances are there will be more hurricanes and blizzards near here again. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has all the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
Now let's kick it over to Olivia Hillstead with this week's sports news.
Thanks, Antonio. Hi, sports fans. It's Olivia Hillstead, and it's time to recap a busy week in Hofstra sports. On the pitch, the 22nd ranked Hofstra men's soccer team got back in the win column with a 3-0 victory over Loyola, Maryland. Teddy Baker scored in the opening minutes, and Laurie Goddard and Owen Farrell scored in the final 20, closing out the game. The Pride is back in action on Saturday to take on CAA foe number 14 ranked Elon. Women's soccer was defeated 1-2 by the University of Delaware. Matilda Braithwaite had the Pride's only goal of the game with an assist from Gabriella Marte. Mackenzie Sullivan made 2 saves in the first half, and Sine Danielson made 1 save in the second half. Hofstra is back in action Sunday against the 2023 CAA champions, the Towson Tigers. The Pride is 23-2-1 all-time against the Tigers, suffering a 1-2 loss last season. Both soccer teams are celebrating their alumni after the men contest Elon and the women Towson. After the match, Hofstra Soccer Stadium will be dedicated and renamed Captain's Field. Hofstra Volleyball opened up conference play against Long Island foe, the Stony Brook Seawolves. Hofstra swept 3-0 in Game 1, but rallied in Game 2, winning 3-1. Freshman Constanza Perez-Sign led the way to victory, tallying 17 kills and 4 aces. The Pride is back on campus on Friday and Saturday to contest the winless Hampton Pirates. On Staten Island, the Wagner Seahawks handed the Pride a 4-0 loss. Goalkeeper Pika Ruse faced 19 shots and made 9 saves, and midfielder Tara McNally led the team with 3 shots, her most of the season. Hofstra picks up conference play Sunday against Delaware. With your sports update, I'm Olivia Hillstead.
That's all the time we have for this episode on Hofstra Today.
Make sure to follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Hofstra Today.
We'll be back on October 16th at 1:30 p.m.
That's all and around Hofstra Today, but before we do go, I feel like that was a fantastic first show.
Yeah, I think it was.
Grad student, senior, I don't know about you, this is the first time I was up here on the anchor spot, but I think we did a great job, and shout out to the entire crew as well.
Thank you, guys.
Especially the live reporting on the scene. That was fantastic.
I think that was my favorite part of the show, actually. Shout out to her. She did a really good job.
That's just the
really
talent that we produce here at the Lawrence Herbert School of Communications. As it is for us, it is Wednesday. After this, you know where I'm going?
To lunch. What about you?
No, I got to go to the Pride Expo. Anyway, for everyone here in studio and for Jasmine Sellers, I'm Antonio Schoenhart. Thank you all